I don't think there's anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Where is he? Where is he? Who of my people? Are you guys having liberal boyfriends? Who has a liberal boyfriend? Raise your hand. Where'd you find him? It's such a problem for me. It really is. It really is a problem. And if you don't understand why it's a problem, then you just don't get it. Not even a liberal, like, maybe like a Democrat, like a registered Democrat. I just want to find a dude that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm really struggling. I know 70 million people voted for her, so there's got to be one that is attractive. And
she isn't describing the kind of partner she wants. She's describing a checklist. Every box has to match before the conversation even starts. At that point, you're not looking for a relationship. You're looking for someone who already agrees with you about everything. And that's a much smaller pool than most people realize. Then the story shifts. The comments explode. Some people defend the husband. Others tell her to hire another lawyer, sue him, or keep fighting for more. That's when another detail changes the whole picture. The assets were already protected. The business wasn't sitting there waiting to be divided. Everything had been structured long before the marriage fell apart. And suddenly the outcome looked very different from what many people expected. That's why the story caught so much attention. Some people saw a marriage. Others saw two people with completely different expectations from the very beginning.
Relate to dating in your 50s is so terrible and confusing. I saw a guy on TikTok post how he always contradicts himself, and I started laughing because I said, that is so me. I mean, I am emotionally available, but yet I'm not emotionally available. I feel like I'm independent, but yet I'm codependent. I am not a needy person, but yet I am a needy person, meaning I need attention, but I don't want you to smother me. I want a relationship, but yet I enjoy being single. I want somebody to spend time with, but I don't want to spend all my time with you. So I don't know. Does anyone else have this issue, or is it just me?
This is exactly why she's struggling. She wants the good parts of a relationship, the support, the attention, the companionship, but without the sacrifices that come with building one. That's a combination that simply doesn't exist. Every time things become difficult, the expectations change. Every time someone gets close, the finish line moves again. No relationship survives under those conditions. At some point, people stop trying to figure you out. They simply walk away because a healthy relationship isn't built on constantly changing expectations. It's built on consistency. And without that, dating starts feeling less like building a future and more like signing up for a job nobody wants.
In your 30s and you're single and you live in New York or San Francisco, please stay. Everyone else can swipe up. Great, now that I have the attention of the people that I need, I have a question for you. So, we are in our 30s. See, there's a group of us. We're all single. I would say all my friends are pretty much like 9 out of 10. Great in all sorts of ways. Hot, stunning, beautiful, great personality. And great jobs. But single as a Pringle. And a lot of us think that the men in New York are just exponentially better. But then on TikTok, it's like New York men are equally as bad as SF men. But here's the problem with men. They feel really one note. Everyone is a software engineer. Everyone's in tech. Everyone's like quite vanilla. They don't really have high or any EQ. And like the conversations just feel like I am going to pluck my eyeballs out. It's either like these men want to get married tomorrow or like don't know how to date. And it's just like, well, where's the normal people? The normal men. So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments, but I am curious. Are the men in New York better? Is this true? And if so, what are the pros and cons of dating in either of the cities? It's just been unsuccessful, for lack of better words. It's been a minus out here. And as someone who's lived in many cities, I lived in Boston, Chicago, Kansas City, LA. I feel like there should be like the biggest, highest percentage of success in SF. But it's been the opposite.
Here we go again. Another woman convinced the problem is everyone else. According to her, she's attractive, successful, confident, and so are all of her friends. Yet somehow, they're all still searching for the same thing. That should probably raise a few questions. She's wondering where all the good men disappeared to. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. By this stage of life, A lot of people who wanted long-term commitment have already found it. They're busy building families, growing careers, and living their lives. That changes the dating pool. So when someone keeps saying there are no good options left, maybe the better question is, are the options gone, or are the expectations still exactly where they were 10 years ago? That's the conversation this story really starts.
40s and 50s, we need to talk about dating when you're single. Please tell me that you've looked at dating apps, and you're going to know what I'm talking about. You're going to have two options in your dating apps, because you're in that age range of either being a MILF or cougar, whatever you want to call it. You're going to get hit on and by a lot of men that look like they could date your mom, like your mom would probably go out with them. You're like, why is this old motherfucker trying to talk to me? And then you see he's 2 years younger than you. What? Or the second option that is going to happen is, hey, that's a really attractive guy. And you see the age. He's the same age as your son. And you know that just doesn't sit right. So do you know where the happy medium comes in? You know what ends up happening? You just get off the dating apps and sit back, get yourself something to drink, watch something on Netflix, buy some plants, reevaluate your life, tell yourself it's okay to be single.
This is where the dating market starts looking very different. The men who are serious about building something don't always fit the picture she has in her mind. They may not be flashy. They may not be exciting, but they're looking for stability instead of chasing attention. Meanwhile, the men she finds most exciting often aren't looking for the same future she is. That's where expectations and reality start pulling in opposite directions. Then, a few years later, the question shows up again. Where have all the good men gone? Maybe they never disappeared. Maybe they were overlooked while everyone else seemed more exciting. And by the time that realization arrives, the opportunity has already moved on.